In this video lecture, I'll discuss Linux log files. The numerous log files provide you with information that allow you to troubleshoot configuration files and determine access to the system or particular services. Enter cd/var/log and enter ls. And let's take a look at several of the logs which are in the var/log directory. Enter more space auth.log. This is the authentication log. There are authentication messages from users and also from daemon processes. Now there are multiple ways of authorizing users, including users' passwords, the sudo command, and remote logons, for instance, using VNC or SSH or the pluggable authentication module system. Enter boot.log to display information about daemons started during system initialization. And again, in addition to entering less boot.log, if you just want to see the last 10 lines, enter tail space boot.log. Let's next look at the daemon log. Enter less space daemon log and tail space daemon log. The daemon is a process that runs in the background. The daemon log contains information about system daemons and other daemons such as the MySQL daemon or the cups daemon. Enter less space dpkg.log, and this displays information about packages that were installed on the system. And you can also enter tail space dpkg.log or to see information about the most recently installed package. The system log contains authentication mechanisms, system daemons, system messages, and the system log, syslog, contains comprehensive information on all of these areas. Enter tail kern.log. The kernel log is a detailed log of the messages from the Ubuntu Linux kernel. Typically, these messages are used if you're troubleshooting a custom build or new kernel. Enter tail.user.log. The user log has any messages from user processes. And again, those user processes are those that are started by the user and not started automatically. Daemon processes typically have a separate directory that contains a number of log files, such as the Apache HTTP server. Change directories to the Apache 2 directory. Enter cd Apache 2. Access.log has a record of every page that was accessed and every file loaded by the web server. The error log records all error conditions reported by the HTTP server. This may help you identify syntax errors in a script. Another service which has a separate subdirectory is the Samba service. And usually there are multiple logs related to Samba's NetBIOS over IP functionality, NetBIOS SMB/CIFS functionality, and that's the server message block, common internet file system functionality, and a log of IP addresses which are requests from remote server. Enter tail.messages. Enter tail messages, and this shows you messages from the kernel. Also enter dmsg and pipe that into less, and this will show you the kernel ring buffer. Enter the dmesg command allows you to query for kernel boot up messages. For instance, if we were troubleshooting a configuration of bind, we could run dmesg, pipe that into the grep command, look for bind, and pipe that into less. Enter cd /etc. Enter more log rotate.conf. In the log rotate area, you can configure how many weeks worth of logs to keep. And you'll notice here it says that will rotate them every 4 weeks. Now it's also possible to compress these log files in order to save space. Enter sudo nano logrotate.conf and you can remove the hash mark from in front of compress. Or you could change the number of weeks of logs which you want to keep. This completes the video lecture on Linux log files.